away, days burn, disintegrate, years roll along and fade. Don't let them slip away. Right here, right now, today. These are the good old days. Right here, right now, today. Hey, these are the good old days.
Since I started Go Figure just under 2 years ago, we've had a lot of fun on this channel. We've had some great guests, we've fixed a lot of toys, and my collection has grown incredibly. But I would say the best thing that's happened since I started the channel is the people and relationships I've made here in the YouTube space. I've made some incredible and really genuine friendships. Now that being said, one of the guys who's become a friend of mine through this channel over the last year or so is a guy named Gaz. And Gaz really likes a movie called Megaforce. And he recently asked/challenged me to see if I could make a Masters of the Universe version of Ace Hunter, one of the main characters from Megaforce. So today, we're going to see if we can't make Gaz an Ace Hunter Motu style.
Alright, let's push it! I've got a date in London!
Alright, so our vehicle we're going to use as a base for the Megaforce character is the Sky Sled. So here's what the Sky Sled vintage toy looked like. Now it's got this back kind of connector piece because it used to fit into the battle ram. So we don't want that necessarily. So we're going to go into our flash print software here, and I have a scan of a vintage Sky Sled. And I'm just going to edit it a little bit and cut that back piece off and get rid of it. So we just have a real simple and sleek looking Sky Sled. And so I printed that off, and the printer that I'm using, if anyone wants to know, is a Flash Forge Adventurer 3. And this was a test print to see what that would look like. Now all the actual Megaforce vehicles were all wheeled vehicles. So I thought to myself, what wheeled vehicles did Motu have? And they had, the one that popped right in my head that we all had, was a Road Ripper. So I thought, what would it look like if the Road Ripper kind of combined with the Sky Sled? And so we went back into our flash print software, and I just kind of edited this Sky Sled a little bit. I gave it places for axles. And that way, when we're done printing it off, we can easily add some wheels to this and make it look a little bit more like a Megaforce style vehicle. We're going for like that perfect combination. And so here is the final print that we printed off, and you can see we have places for axles here. But now we need some wheels. So we're going to go back to our flash print software, and we're going to try and design up the best Motu wheels that we can. Alright, so then we designed those up. We printed off 2 wheels here, and then we are also printed off 2 little ones for the front, and that way our vehicle can speed into action. And the next thing we're going to do is just paint those wheels black so that they pop against the gray of our vehicle. Alright, so what we're going to do now is make some axles for our vehicle, and so to do that we're going to use an old wire style coat hanger. You don't see these around too much anymore, but they are awesome for this kind of project. I'm going to take some side cutters here and just cut off the right length of wire for this, and get 2 axles going, and they will fit right through the holes that we made in our flash print design software. Alright, now once we have our axles cut, we're simply going to put a dot of hot glue in each of the wheels and insert the axle, and if we've measured correctly, we should have all kinds of great wheels on our Sky Sled print here. The next thing we're going to do is make new decals for the side. Instead of the Motu inspired kind of dragon decals, we're going to do this really earth tone, kind of lightning bolty style that all the Megaforce vehicles had. And we're going to just kind of build them over the template of the old Motu stickers, and that way they'll fit on the Sky Sled perfectly. And once we have those designed up, we're just going to print them off on some high quality sticker paper and put them onto our Sky Sled, or I guess ground sled at this point in time. Alright, now for our figure, I thought the best way to create an Ace Hunter head was to use a combination of Randor's bearded head and the top of He-Man's head, and then make a little headband for them, and we might just have ourselves a Motu style Ace Hunter head. Alright, now that we have Ace Hunter's head sculpt printed and looking pretty great, we need to come up with the rest of his body. So I'm just going to jump into my Motu parts bin over here and see what we can come up with. Now, Ace Hunter had, in some of the scenes here, this kind of computery thing in his chest. So I think that this Battle Armor He-Man chest might just do the trick. It'll allow us to give him his Megaforce computer harness, but also maintain a Motu aesthetic. Now, as far as the legs go, I was thinking that like the Roboto style legs might work really well, because they can give him kind of that military boot looking thing. And after digging through my parts bin again, I was able to find some even jankier stained Roboto legs, which I don't mind just throwing into this figure. So let's get his body assembled and get some paint on him. Alright, for the interest of this figure, I've glued the Battle Armor spinning barrel in place so that it'll just be like a placeholder. It won't actually function because we don't need a Battle Armor Ace Hunter. Now, for the most of this, it's going to be kind of a beigey, bland bodysuit. So I'm going to use a combination of yellow, brown, and gold to get that effect. And we're going to give him a brown belt, and then black chest piece and boots, as well as the accents in the upper thigh of the Roboto leg. And hopefully that gives him a Megaforce look with a Motu feel. And then when it comes to painting the head, we're going to paint, of course, flesh color for his face, and we're going to give him a blue headband, and then give him more of a brown hair and beard on his head. And just as a special kind of like inside gag, the computer layout I'm going to use for his chest piece is is taken from the original sticker that was the control panel for the original Sky Sled. Just as kind of like a little inside nod design gag. We'll put that right there to be the computer panel on Ace Hunter's chest, and it's a little nod to the Motu universe. And then we'll just put some finishing touches on his head here with his beard and his hair, get those looking sharp. And once that's done, we can reunite him with his vehicle.
So there you go, guys. There's our interpretation of a Motu version of Ace Hunter and his vehicle. So I'm going to box this up and I'm going to ship it over to Gaz so he can add it to his collection. If you like what we're doing, if you had as much fun as we did today, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell, do all the YouTube stuff. If you'd like to know more about Flash Forge and their products and 3D printing in general, you can check out the Flash Forge website. I have the link down in the comments. If you'd like to support us on Patreon, we'd love that. But most of all, We'll see you in the next video.